Quarantined comedian. Hello folks, spring is coming to town and to Quarantined Comedian, and for that reason I've decided to wear my mystery top. Why mystery? This way I have boobs, this way I don't. Where did they go? Mystery. While that one is heavy on your noggin, let me introduce today's comedian, Sam Rhodes. If Cousin It from the Addams Family had glasses and a weird affection for puppets, that would have been Sam. You can also mistake him for Sam Rhodes, the hockey player, but only if you don't have eyes. Hello, Sam.
Hello. Good to see you. How you doing? All right?
Good to see you. Yeah, I'm great. How's weather and everything in Great Britain?
Oh, it's been fascinating.
The greatest of Britons.
Yeah, the greatest
Really?
Britain. It's been fascinating because usually we just have horrible weather non-stop, rain, showers, awful things. And of course, as soon as they've locked everyone inside, we've had nothing but beautiful sunshine and lovely weather all day, every day. So it's been a bit of a nightmare.
Well, at least the spring is coming, eh?
Yeah, hopefully so. Yeah. You know, I'm sort of
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just in my little studio non-stop and it's too hot, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, are you ready to go into round number one?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Round number one, the about. So in round number one, it's basically an introductory round, so please tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what's your style of comedy, anything you would like to share with the audience.
Okay, so my name's Sam Rhodes. I'm sort of a musical comedian. I've recently branched out into puppetry as well, as if I wasn't weird enough. I do quite odd, unusual style stuff. I'm certainly not a political comedian or any sort of great intellect. I'm a big fan of things that are just silly, good fun, you know, silly nonsense, basically, is kind of my thing. I love improv as well. I do a lot of sort of improvised bits in my sets as well. So very conversational, very fun, very silly is basically my whole deal.
That's cool. Because not a lot of comedians now do improv. Like in Russia, in the English-speaking scene, it's kind of frowned upon even.
Really?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Probably because Russian improv is very weird. I'll give him that.
I've got to be honest. I mean, the problem with improv is when it's bad, it's really bad, you know? So,
That's fine.
yeah. It's just fun though. I just love trying to keep everything spontaneous and get that real connection with the audience. You know, I feel I've obviously got a lot of bits which are pre-planned and pre-organized, but I think if you just do the bits and you do them every night forever, they can start to feel a bit mechanical. So the reason I love improv is that it kind of opens up this, maybe something weird and wild could happen at any moment. And it does keep me on my toes and it keeps what I'm doing a little bit more sort of fun, I think, hopefully, for everybody, you know.
This is why I love hosting, because hosting is basically talking to the audience.
Yeah.
Keeps you on your tippy toes. Okay. Also for the round number one, I would ask you to tell us a story. To tell us a story about you and a weird pet.
Oh,
These stories are becoming crazier and crazier.
I've got a few. I mean, my best friend as a child was a guy called Ben. And Ben, in his early teens, got into collecting snakes. So in his house, he had a giant cabinet full of snakes. And they were all named after action movie stars. So he had like Jean-Claude Van Damme, Arnold Schwarzenegger. They were all named after action movie stars. And his favourite snake was Clint Eastwood. That was his favourite one. It was one of the first ones he got. And one day he rang me up all sad. He said, Sam, Clint's escaped. I said, oh no, where's he gone? He said, we don't know. So he was in mourning for this lost snake for probably 2-3 months, right? And bearing in mind, this was an enormous snake that had gone missing. He thought it was long dead. And then he got a really panicked phone call from his next door neighbour who said, oh my God, there's a giant snake in my lounge. You know about snakes. Come and find this snake. And it was Clint. He'd somehow got next door. And he hadn't died. He'd been living under the floorboards for about 2 months of the next door neighbour's house. And
It's like a snake invasion in the middle of Britain, basically.
That's right, yeah.
Caused by your friend.
Yeah, and this, as I said, this snake was probably 5 foot long. It was a big, big, big snake.
I feel like his neighbor felt like he was in Australia.
Yeah, I think so.
Probably.
Yeah, he was like, "What the hell is this?" And I mean, imagine the shock of waking up in the morning and there being a 5-foot snake in your kitchen.
Yeah, it's an Australian payback, basically. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you for that story. That was unexpected. Also, are you ready for the round number 2?
Yeah, bring it on.
Round number 2, truth serum. In the round number 2, it's called truth serum. Imagine you have some truth serum in your system. So I'm going to ask you some questions. I have it right here.
Right.
And please answer them truthfully, yet hopefully funny, because they're kind of made in a way to make people laugh.
Okay.
So, okay. So in your stand-up, you sing, you play instruments, you make jokes, you're on YouTube, much like a well-known comedian, Bob Burnham.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think went wrong for you there?
I think I'm what Bo Burnham would look like if he wasn't as famous, basically. You know, I'm the standard look of the musical comedian, and it's only the ones who also look like beautiful young men who actually get to be on the television regularly, you know.
Really think that both... Well, I wouldn't call him... Yeah, probably beautiful is a good word. I wouldn't call him handsome.
Really? I think he's quite a sexy young lad, isn't he? He's got the
I think he's a little young to be handsome, but beautiful, I think, kind of gets
fair.
in there.
There's like I'd call it like a cheeky chappy look to him, you know, like he's he looks like a naughty little boy, and for some reason in male comedians that seems to be what quite a lot of people like, you know.
Well, Jimmy Carr looked like a naughty little boy for 30 years now.
That's exactly
Thanks
it. Yeah.
Medicine. I actually absolutely adore Jimmy Carr.
Oh, he's brilliant.
So don't hate me, please. Okay. Your second question. Ready, right?
Ready.
Yes. Your wonderful girlfriend, who was on our show, actually, is also a comedian and a great promoter. Her famously favorite clothing of choice is a t-shirt with your face on it.
Yeah.
How much is the advertising cost on your girlfriend's boobs?
That's a very good question. You know, as I said, looking like I do, I was like, I really need to bring some sex appeal to my brand. So I was like, yeah, maybe if I put my face over some enormous tits, more people would look at it, was basically the thinking. And it seems to have worked wonders, yeah.
In these trying times of quarantine, you can actually rent it out.
That's it. It's 20.
Oh, I love her double Ds. Probably a thing you tell yourself every night.
Yeah.
Have it been hard in quarantine, not seeing each other?
Oh, it's been really, really difficult, to be entirely honest. Yeah. The hardest thing really is not knowing when we're going to see each other next, because obviously we can't really book flights or anything. Usually we'd see each other about once every month or so, you know, and we'd see each other all the time. But we still get to talk every night on Skype and stuff. And it is good, but it's not as good as if we could actually see each other. So,
Well, Skype sakes.
So, hello? Did you hear that?
Hello,
Sorry.
yes, I got everything.
Oh, good, yeah.
So I was asking if there's a lot of Skype sex. She already told us, but I want to hear the other side.
Well, a gentleman never tells, does he? But, you know, I am a man. I'm a man with needs.
I've recently found out that there's a vibrator that you can buy, and then she buys, you install an app, and you can maneuver her vibrator from across country.
I've seen these things, yeah. There's actually, if we can be a bit lewd, there's actually like a dildo/fleshlight combo you can get, which costs a load of money, but they kind of interact with each other. So if you're using one in the other country, the other one via Wi-Fi sort of reacts how it would. And I was like, oh, truly living in the future.
I freaking love that. I think that's amazing. That is the future.
Yeah.
Whew, okay. Last question for the round number 3.
Okay.
So you have a puppet show, and I, for one, love your puppet show. I
you very
think
much.
the religious Triceratops is my favorite.
Oh, you like him the most, do you, Terry?
Yeah. Hi, Terry. In which other ways have you lost your mind during quarantine?
Oh, that is a very good question. I mean, I really love doing impressions and doing voices. So one of the things I've actually been doing a lot because I'm living alone is I'm working on sort of character voices. So what I do is I wander around my house talking to myself in a weird voice to try and perfect it. I don't know if you've seen Tiger King at all. This big documentary. Everyone's really into it, and I've been trying to get the voice of Joe Exotic down. That's been what I've been doing. So I've been wandering around my house all day going, hey, that damn Carol Baskin has eaten all my ham again. You know, I've been so I'm just narrating to myself as weird characters all day, every day, basically at the moment, which is very odd.
You call it narrating in characters, others call it schizophrenia. So
exactly, that's right. For me, it's technically research, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Isn't it all? Is this how you got to know about those vibrators?
That's exactly it. Lots of research, yeah.
Okay, this is all for the round number 2. You ready for the round number 3?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Round 3, classic lightning round. And in round number 3, a classic lightning round, I'm going to give you 3 setups for jokes. They're quite classic, I assume. And, well, I don't know shit about classics, so like that can be weird a little bit. And I'm going to give you 10 seconds to finish it up with a punchline or a story. Please feel free to think out loud.
Right, okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it ties in nicely with our previous round. I went to a zoo another day. 10 seconds.
I went to the zoo the other day and I saw a huge monster trapped in a cage, and I thought, oh, what's my mother doing here? Oh!
I think this is what let me think about it. This is our 13th show, and this is the first time somebody did a mama joke.
Your mum joke, yeah, there you go. It's got to be done. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Very classic. That's kudos to you. Okay, the second one. I'm in great mood tonight because the other day 10 seconds.
Okay. I'm in a great mood tonight because the other day what I did is I poured my cornflakes all over the floor and walked through them to simulate a trip to the beach because I can't go anywhere at the moment.
Okay, that's a little sad.
Yeah.
That's hitting a little too close to home. Okay, and the last one, but not least, and very classic. My mother-in-law fell down a wishing well. 10 seconds.
My mother-in-law fell down a wishing well, but unfortunately she didn't fall very far because she was so fat she got caught at the top rim.
And that's it. I think you were the quickest person who ever did the lightning round. Thank you very much for that. So sorry for Marsha, but thank you very much. And thank you very much for participating. That wasn't that painful, wasn't it?
Oh, it's beautiful. Lovely to have someone to speak to, yeah.
I've enjoyed talking to you so much. And now you have 5 seconds to look into your camera and tell our viewers absolutely anything you want to shout out, promote, or tell them absolutely anything you want. 5 seconds, you go.
Brilliant. Find my comedy special on Next Up, the streaming service. If you use the code AmericanaRama, you can get a free month's subscription to Next Up. You can watch my comedy special. You can watch a lot of other more famous comedians' comedy specials on there as well. Facebook.com/SamRhodesCE if you want to find me online. The Sam Rhodes Comedy Explosion is basically the name of everything I do. Concerts, online, YouTube, the lot. So yeah, find me on there.
Interviews, hockey games.
Yeah.
I'll put absolutely everything about Sam down below in the description box. Every link, every handle, it's going to be on there. And thank you very much for participating in this.
My pleasure.
I'm turning slightly British by the end of it. No, that's the real virus. Thank you so much for talking to me. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Wonderful. Lovely to see you. Thanks for having me.
Lovely. Thank you so much.
Bye.
And this was Sam Rhodes, and this was our show, Quarantined Comedian. Please subscribe, give us a like, leave a comment, and in the comments down below, please leave a name of a comedian you want to see on this show, or a setup for the round number 3. I always read it. I'm your host, Ellie Weinstein, and I'll see you next in the next episode. Bye-bye. Quarantined Comedian.